Hi guys, it's School Corridor again, and today we're going to discuss that irritating but very necessary process called IQMS. I got one of those questions from one of the supporters of School Corridor, and Lucas wanted to know, what do we do to energize teachers and how do I get more people involved in IQMS? I think it's very important that you realize that IQMS is not only that performance appraisal system, where you just have to score people at the end of the year. IQMS was actually designed to help with the development of teachers. But I think schools are over obsessed with the paper trail, the process that only happens at the end of the year. And I suspect that most of you are busy with that process now. That is when you're going to go and appraise, what teachers have done, and then you're going to allocate a score to the various performance standards, and everybody will just be happy to get at least a 2. Most of the people score themselves an overall 3, which means that you are a good, competent teacher. But that's just one part of IQMS. The main part of IQMS is really about how do we grow ourselves professionally. And that brings us to the other part of IQMS that is blindsided by the schools. That component of IQMS is called the developmental appraisal component, or simply stated, the component that deals with how do you help your colleagues to become better, to become stronger class teachers, to become better leaders, and just to up the game so that the kids can benefit from that. Now, that is the part that is being neglected at the schools. So what I'm going to try to do now is just to give you a brief overview of that section and how it works. Okay? And then perhaps you guys can share how you do it at your school. If you look at IQM as the developmental component, then you'll see that there are 2 very important structures or committees that must see that teachers are in fact getting the development that they're asking for. So on the one hand, you have your developmental support group, right? That group that helps to score you at the end of the year, or let's say starting 3rd term, and you'll have a final score for that teaching year. So that DSG is not just there for scoring. They in fact your mentoring and support group. And that is the group that is supposed to help you develop. So if you can just think back, there's another IQMS form called the QA6, your personal growth plan. Now, I know a lot of teachers just ignore that form, but did you know that that is probably the most important form as part of the IQMS process? It's on that form that you will indicate the areas that you would like to be developed in. So if you just go back to the personal growth plan, that QA6, then you'll see all the performance standards on there, and then you have to indicate what area you would like to be developed in. And then your DSG, that mentoring and support group, that is the group that is supposed to be helping you. So the DSG isn't just there to score you. That DSG must actually be activated, because that is the support group that must look at what you say you need in order to help you based on all the evidence that you have. For example, probably looking at your learners' performance, looking at how you're conducting your lessons, and just generally what your teaching and learning practices are, and then indicate what areas you would like to develop in. Then that DSG must help you to develop a professional development plan. And that's when the magic starts. So after scoring you now at the end of the year, the work of your DSG really starts, because that group must take that QA6 and look at what you said you need, and then look at your professional development plan that you've designed to say when you want to do the activities, what you would like to do, and then the work of that group actually starts. So it's the exact opposite of what is happening today at schools. So, yeah, perhaps that is the part that we just need to get our heads around. You know, the DSG is not just a cosmetic group, it's not just a group that has been put together to help your school. So, we can see that the DSG plays a very, very important role. Okay, I've even written it here on my board, DSG, and the DSG, the Development Support Group, is key to helping your teachers to develop. And in that way, you'll get teachers to be inspired to work towards their own goals. So, what are the action plan that I can suggest is one, when you complete the scoring for this year, right? Then if you are the IQMS coordinator or you are the SDT, the staff development team, which I'll speak about in the next video, then you have to create an opportunity for all the DSGs to ensure that each of the teachers has a personal growth plan. In other words, you'll have to ensure that the teachers complete that PGP, the QA6, and then your goal would be that every teacher in the DSG should have developed a personal development plan or a personal growth plan specifying what their development needs are and how they would like those needs to be met. In other words, the activities that they would like to engage in. Now, that could range from attending workshops, sitting in peers' classes to see how things are done, or even going on certain courses. Okay, so the DSG must make sure that that happens, and the senior in that DSG, that person, the HOD or the deputy principal, has a critical role to ensure that that happens and that the person helps the teacher to go on the various courses or engage in the various activities at the school or on his or her own, but that would then be the yardstick. That would be the benchmark that you're going to use when the teacher wants to evaluate whether he or she is improving his or her craft and whether the kids are really going to benefit from that. So I think that's the end of this session. We just focus on the DSG, and it would be good if you can activate those DSGs, get your HODs and your deputy principals to play their role as mentors and coaches, make sure that all the teachers have the development plan, and then you are going to see that IQMS is going to become a far more meaningful process. So in the next video, I'll touch on the role of the staff development team. Have fun, enjoy turning your IQMS into more than just a paper chase exercise, and help your colleagues to grow, to become better. Let us continue growing, inspiring, and empowering each other. Till next time.